the industry. I know that you were among the first people in the Keller Williams organization in Dallas, Texas. You were the top recruiter in the entire Keller Williams organization in 4 of the last 10 years, both in 2005 and 2006, and then again consecutively in 2012 and 2013. You led the nation in franchise sales for that organization in 2007 and 2008. You're a member of the Team Leader Hall of Fame. And even, I think, back in the 80s, you were one of the top 20 real estate agents in the state of Texas. So thank you for being here with us this morning. And I guess the question that will be on the minds of many, and so the one that I'll ask is, why eXp Realty?
Well, thank you, Jason, very much for introducing me. That was, you can tell that's over 31 years. Why eXp? Because I'm excited about a new generation of realtors and the way real estate's being run. Literally, Jason, since the internet's come into play, to me is a big factor. In 2007, when the mobile devices came out, when we got iPhones that we could do business anywhere. And I'm very, very excited about where this business is going and to be on the forefront of a new generation of realtors that are going to take advantage of all the technology.
Okay, great. And Glenn, I know when you conceived of the model back in 2007 and 2008, you really were trying to create the brokerage that you would ideally look to go to if you were an agent looking for a new brokerage to go to.
Yeah, that's correct. I started at Prudential as a brand new agent in 2002, and I was big on lead generation. And in 2004, I was trying to figure out how to scale my team, and that's what at that time attracted me to Keller Williams, and through both their team-centric or team-friendly model and then the profit share model. However, there were a couple things that eluded me in terms of growing the business, and a couple of them were really the equity side of being able to grow. I was contributing a significant amount to the offices that I was a part of, and I was actually in the top 50 nationally with Keller Williams in 2006. And yet, my ability to own shares in the Keller Williams system was really limited to the ability to maybe get some interest in some market centers. And my market center wasn't opened up for investment, so the only way I could potentially get some investment was maybe in buying some other market centers. And that really didn't appeal to me. And there were certain other restrictions as well in terms of my ability to scale into other markets. And so in 2008, 2007, we started our first iteration brokerage firm. And one of the things that we looked at was revenue share versus profit share. And so we put a version of that in our model in 2007, 2008. And then the market turned in 2008. And at that point, that created the real opportunity to create the next generation model. We had hit a perfect storm of where technology had got to a point where literally you could be anywhere with high-speed internet. We literally had higher speed internet in our pockets than we had from our homes just 4 or 5 years prior when we all had dial-up connections. And so the ability to literally take technology anywhere you went. Social media had become a big deal. Facebook had launched in 2007, and Twitter was starting to show up, and there were some other things that were kind of kicking in. And one of the other trends that we'd seen in the 2000s, and it was part of what Gartner refers to as the hype cycle, was there was a big hype around 3D immersion and the ability to literally go into a virtual environment in 3D. And nobody had really developed a business case for that. And in 2009, we looked at that and said, we really could, if we could take that, what's being done in Second Life, and actually build that into a real estate brokerage model, we can create the collaboration and community that exists in physical bricks and mortar offices. And so that was really the science experiment in 2009 when we launched eXp Realty up in Bellingham, Washington, with about 20 agents. And now we're 540 or so agents on a national basis in 30 states and 2 provinces. And we've been able to literally build the real estate brokerage that I would have went to work for had it existed when I was a real estate agent. Because, quite frankly, there were just two things that were missing from the existing real estate model. That was that me as an entrepreneur, somebody who wanted to build passive income and equity and a retirement, a true retirement for my agents and brokers. That just didn't exist in the current real estate model. So that's what we built, and it's been really attractive. And I know that we got a call late last year. I think Gene, that's when you reached out, and I started to share a little bit about the model and some of the things that we were doing. And I know you said, I think I remember you saying you love to research every single model. You're like this big researcher, if I remember right. And so since then it's been a rocket ride, and I'm really excited about what's going on.
And Gene, since our first meeting and since those discussions began, I know that we've talked a lot about the concept of agent ownership. As you know, eXp Realty is owned by a publicly traded company, and that agents and brokers within the organization are eligible for equity awards based on production and other things. So this concept of agent ownership, I know, is one that excites you.
Well, it definitely does. It's really funny how we crossed paths. I know a few years ago, I was thinking of what would be the model, Glenn, that I would start after owning real estate offices for a long time. And the first thing that came across to me, Jason, was agent ownership. I really want the agents to be our partners. And when I say that, I don't think there's a model out there except eXp that has the agents as true partners through stockhold ownership. And that excites me more than anything. Because once the agents become our partners, the whole dynamics of a real estate company changes. Okay. And that's what excited me more than anything. So when I was researching things, and you're right, Glenn, I'm a researcher, I'm an ex-accountant by trade. I wanted that as the forefront of anything that I do. So I found eXp. I'm excited that it is a ground floor opportunity for a lot of people because it's 180 from anything that's out there right now in the industry. Just totally 180. I mean, there's not another model like this. And when you have agent ownership as your cornerstone, and then you reward the agents through revenue share off the top for helping people come to the company, those two things are going to take this company, it's going to explode. The length of time that you've been with Keller Williams, the contributions you've made to that great organization, I would imagine that this is a decision and a move that stirs some emotions, and if not, perhaps is a little bit bittersweet. Well, it's definitely bittersweet. Almost 21 years with Keller Williams. The gratitude I feel towards Keller Williams is immense. I want to thank, I just can't name enough names, but the great leaders I've been very, very fortunate to be a part of the last 21 years and have helped me grow as a person and as a leader. Gary Keller taught me how to think big. Mo Anderson, I want to thank Mo Anderson for helping me just care about people and care about agents in a phenomenal way. A couple other people I have to say thank you to. Mark Willis. Mark, thank you as the CEO for motivating me to do probably better than I ever thought I probably could do. Mary Tennant, I want to thank Mary for bringing me back to Austin. I have three of my 5 kids, Jason, live in Austin, Texas. And I got a very fortunate opportunity 6 years ago to come to Austin, and I want to thank Mary for helping me bring that home. And Diana Kokoska, who runs the training department at Keller Williams, I've got to thank her for letting me be a master faculty member forever and teach across the nation. That's been a great thing. I could talk about Keller Williams forever because when you've been somewhere 21 years and you love the people and they love you back, it's awesome. I want to thank my Northern California partners, Mike Brody, Dick Dillingham, Scott Crouch, Barry Kramer, Bev Steiner, who helped me launch the Northern California region in 2000. And one of my best friends, I've got to give a shout out right now to Tony Brody. Tony and I work together as team leaders, and open up Keller Williams offices throughout the nation. I want to thank him. But all the staff that I've worked with, Jason, Glenn, and all the agents at eXp, I've ran offices that were over 500 agents, 600 agents. The staff that took to run those offices, they're just my best friends. I just love them. So I want to thank you to all my Keller Williams buddies out there. I really could name so many names, but the gratitude in my heart is immense. It's hard. It's hard sometimes leaving a family like that, but I'm excited about eXp, ready to go forward.
Terrific. Well, I just will say personally, it's been a tremendous pleasure to be able to get to know you in the past several months. Have really enjoyed it, and I know that we all look forward to having you be part of our family. For more information, if you're an agent or broker looking to take ownership of your business, your brand, your career, and your brokerage, you can visit join.exprealty.com. For investors who are interested in the public company, you can visit investors.exprealty.com. And lastly, but certainly not least, if you're a consumer in the market for a home or perhaps looking to sell the home that you're already in, you can visit our consumer-facing website at exprealty.com, where you'll find some of the most accurate and up-to-date information available anywhere relative to market activity in any of the markets that we serve across North America. Glenn Sanford, CEO and founder, thank you very much for being a part of this. And Gene Frederick, certainly thank you so much, and we'll see you around campus.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. Thanks, Gene.
Thanks, Glenn. Appreciate it. See you soon.
On campus.